Your perfect closet starts with the right finishing touches. And right now, during the lighting and accessories event at California Closets, every $1,500 of designed lighting and accessories earns you $500 toward your custom design. Garage, office, bedroom. California Closets will give you a space that's fresh, styled, and expertly organized. To get started, visit one of our 3 conveniently located showrooms or visit CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com to book your free design consultation today.
Blog Talk Radio.
Now, what's that smell? Just like cornbread done too well. What you need, you know I got. The hands up, who wants to rock?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special Thursday night episode of the Metal Hammer of Doom. I am your co-host with the most, the third chair with thinning hair, bringing you into tonight's fun-filled metal menagerie, discussing the newest release from Lacuna Coil, Delirium. If you can't tell, I wrote this all out. Be patient. Here we go. All right. Of course, just like every week.
Spontaneous, man. What the hell are you doing? Stop.
Sounded good, didn't it?
Don't pull back the curtain on yourself. God damn.
Like every week, I'm not alone. The man you hear talking there is the man that needs no introduction. The mortified metalhead, the prince of positivity. I've been waiting to lay that one on you there, Mark, because you've been accused of being the positive guy a lot lately on a lot of the podcasts that I've been hearing. He is the patriarch of the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. He is Mr. Mark Radulich. And let me bring you in, sir, with this question. Okay?
Well, hang on. I am officially the defender of the indefensible.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
And I like that. So, go ahead.
Let me ask you this question. I want to bring you in with this question. Nothing to do with the podcast that we're doing tonight. It is metal related, though.
I was going to say, why would it be?
24 years ago today, I shared this with you guys today. Countdown to Extinction from Megadeth was released. And my question to you, sir, after hearing that, do you feel as old as I do?
Dude, I took my kids to Chuck E. Cheese today, and after about an hour and a half of being at Chuck E. Cheese, I needed a nap.
Well,
does that answer your question, Mr. Starcher?
Oh, man. Let me ask you. I mean, Megadeth, it drops Countdown to Extinction. Was this one of the ones you picked up, like, right after it got released, or was it a while after you were hearing people talk about it and then you picked it up?
I have to be honest. I was not a huge Megadeth fan, if you'll recall from the podcast that we did. Mm-hmm. But Countdown to Extinction was one of the ones that I actually that I did actually own, because it had, as I recall, Symphony of Destruction on it, which I really liked.
Yes. Yes.
I remember the video for that and the single and everything, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna own one Megadeth album. This one's gonna be it. And I think I got the next one where the woman's holding the babies on the clothesliner, and then after that I gave up on the band because it was stupid.
What was that? Euthanasia, I think, right?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this woman countdown to extinction. This is great. And then euthanasia came out, and I was just like, well, they're a one-trick pony.
Oh man, I don't know about that. And we need to bring in the guy that we know who enjoys Megadeth. No introductory conversation about Megadeth would be complete without bringing in the Lowe's Lumberjack. Get the Jackal reference there. Bearded metal maniac, the metal Coop himself, Robert Cooper. Sir, what do you think of this countdown to extinction? I mean, let me just ask you. Top 5 in Megadeth's library, is that? Would you put it there?
Oh hell yeah, they're right behind, right there in the top 5, maybe about 3 or 4, yeah. Because with Dystopia release, it's definitely up in the top 5. In games up there, and then for me, it's Rust in Peace, Peace Cells, Countdown, in game Dystopia right now. So, by the way, it's funny. I'm the Lowe's Lumberjack. I don't work in the lumber section. In fact, I work in the garden. And unlike our host/co-host guy, I have a very full head of hair, and I actually get annoyed by the fact that I have to maintain it.
Boo!
It's a beautiful beard, man. It's beautiful.
Oh, I do. Well, I'm talking about the one in my head, dude. My hair is really thick and curly, so it's like, oh, want it you, fro? Don't want the bank account to go with it? Sure.
Oh man. Well, boys, you have come together with me tonight to discuss a band that I threw to you guys a while back. We were trying to, I think we decided July was the shit we ain't got 2 month or something like that. And this was, yes. And Lacuna Coil was one that I had heard. Again, this was, you're going to catch a lot of repeat from the previous podcasts that I've talked about after getting Spotify and learning that they do these genre-related playlists now. Lacuna Coil's new singles dropped out on the Kick-Ass Metal playlist and really caught my ear. Now, I've heard of Lacuna Coil, man, I don't know, for at least for the past few years, but I've never really listened to anything that they've done. I've heard people mention them online, but I've never given them one thought or the other. And the way it works is I'll usually be working, I'll have the headphones in, and then, all of a sudden a song will come on, I'll be like, this kind of kicks some ass. Go check it out, see who it is, and check out the rest of the album. So, Mark, let's start with you, man. Lacuna Coil, what, if any, experience have you had with these guys?
Well, we were talking about this before the show started tonight. From what I remember of Lacuna Coil, I mean, as I've said on many a show, my buddy Chuck, back at you, homie. My buddy Chuck, who worked in the record industry as both a buyer and a seller for various record companies, he hipped me to a lot of music, and Lacuna Coil was one of them. And from what I remember, and again, my memory is not always the best, and it's been a while since I've listened to some Lacuna Coil, but I remember the big attraction to them was the chick singer. And, it was a lot of clean vocals, if I remember correctly. And if Robert Cooper knows better, then he can speak up. But what I remember was a lot of clean vocals, a lot of operatic vocals from the girl, and not a whole lot of growling. I also don't remember them being as industrial sounding as this particular record sounds. Like they reminded me of the new In This Moment, in that they picked up a slight industrial sound to them, which I don't remember. What I remember of the band is operatic vocals, with the progressive sort of heavy metal sound. And this album sort of took me for surprise, because this has definitely got more of a death sound to it, which or European black metal, more of a black metal sound than anything I've heard from Lacuna Coil before. So I was really surprised. All
right, Coop, how about you, man? What's the skinny on Lacuna Coil for you?
Yeah, there's never really been a band that been on my radar as something that I was really looking forward to, listening to. I remember them originally, where I heard them from was Guitar Hero 3, of course. That's what I got a lot of.
Yeah, somebody's taking a shot right now with the Metal Hammer of Doom drinking game.
Yep, Guitar Hero reference. Take a shot. Yeah, their song Closer, and I remember that being a pretty good song. I don't remember there being a whole lot of death vocals as well. I'm kind of like Mark. I just kind of remember them having a really attractive Italian singer playing with them, and I thought they were a pretty serviceable band. I wouldn't say this is a very black metal record at all, though. I would say this is very much more in vein with more of the core bands.
I was thinking
more of a metalcore sort of.
I was thinking more Cradle of Filth.
Yeah. I was thinking more of just like the core, because there's a lot of just very one-note repetitious guitar. Oh, I just dropped a quarter in the water.
Not the toilet, right?
No, I'm not in the bathroom. You would never know if I were taking a dump in the middle of this podcast. Think about that when listening, Dave. Dude, I'll answer the store phone while on the shitter. I don't care. I'll answer on the walkie-talkie. I'm weird. But, yeah, a lot of very I found this album to have just a lot of simple, repetitious, one-noted, and I don't mean one note as like that's the only thing it did, like one note, guitar beats. A lot of just kind of repetition, which it does its job. I feel like it's a little poppier than what I remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the things that I've wondered, and you guys have kind of filled me in a little bit here just because you've told me a little bit about your history with them, was if anything had changed, because I think recently on this particular album, they did change a couple members. I believe the drummer and the guitars. Not the bass. I think the bass has been around since '94. The guy plays bass. The vocalist has been around. I'm looking, I'm looking through here just to make sure. But I'd heard that they had changed, and sure enough, yeah, the drummer changed and the guitar changed. So I don't know if that influenced it in any way. Obviously, you guys say it sounds more like it was the vocals that changed. So again, I don't have any previous knowledge as to any of the previous albums. They've been around for a while.
I just don't remember her sharing a whole lot of vocal duties with anyone that screamed. That's what I'm.
Yeah, because the guy's been in the band since they've been around. So
yeah,
I just don't remember his presence nearly as much. Really, like I'm not saying he was never there, because obviously he has been. But
so Christina, which by the way, her name's going to come up a lot tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys know that right off the bat.
He's so creamy.
Yes,
she must have.
K-I-S-S-I-S.
No, she's married to the big guy with the beard from Slipknot. He would eat me.
Trust me. I looked that dude up just to make sure, see if I could take him. I can't.
No. That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Negative, sir. All right, well, let's go ahead. We'll get into the track. Unless you guys got something else to say here, we'll go ahead and get started with the first track. We'll play a little bit of that, and we'll get our thoughts on Lacuna Coil. Going into Delirium here. First track is called The House of Shame.
Rest in peace,
Well, Mark, what do you think, man? House of Shame.
If I didn't know this was Lacuna Coil, I would have thought that like Sepultura brought some broad with them into the recording studio.
Now, see, I think I may have listened to a Sepultura album back in, I'd say it was maybe right after Countdown to Extinction released. That's probably the last time I heard of those guys and ever listened to anything after that. Are they really like bass heavy or something, or what's the deal?
Just the vocals. You know, as he was singing, I kept waiting for him to just jump out and go, "We can find our roots, bloody roots." You know,
we can find our roots.
Yeah.
We can find the bloody roots. Dylan, let's just find the roots.
Schwarzenegger.
You son of a bitch, where's the roots?
When you mentioned operatic, that was one of the things when I was making my notes for this album, I went back in and I listened to this song, again, and this was probably the most operatic that I heard her sing. So this first track out the gate, out of this whole album, I think is the most operatic vocals. Granted, she's got a great range on her, but I think it really feels this particular song leans toward the opera side of things. It's a very, if you listen to all of it, at the end of it, I mean, it's almost haunting, in my opinion. And there's two tracks at the end where she's singing together. It's just a really slow kind of where she's, they mix two tracks of her singing together, and she's got a real high range and a real low range, and it's creepy as all get out. Coop, now you told me you're going to break my heart, so don't break my heart on this first track, okay? Take it easy on me.
So you want me to just kind of keep humoring you until
you can sugarcoat it, and then as you can make it a little bit at least unsweet as we go along.
Him. Talk dirty to him. Jiggle his nuts a little. That's what it's saying. Just don't tear his pants off, and look askew,
Take it easy. That's right. Take it easy.
Give him one last cigarette before I shoot him in the back of the head.
There you go. Yeah, we're on track one. Do that at track
idea.
14 or something. Keep it till the end. Put me out of my misery then.
14 tracks?
14. Well, there's 11, and then we got the bonus tracks, which if you guys don't want to cover them, we don't have to. But
no, because if we don't hear Live to Tell, I'm calling it into this podcast.
Okay. Go ahead, Coop.
Because I only listened to the first 11. I didn't know there were 3 more. This song here, honestly, is one of the better ones of the album. It's a nice thing I can say. The vocals were well done. Male vocals sounded very Max Cavalera-esque. I enjoyed them greatly. I also enjoyed Cristiano Scabi's very operatic vocals. She did a very good job on that. As for the song itself, it had a nice energy to it. But there's always a but, because I like butts.
And he cannot lie.
You other brothers can't deny. Well, somebody had to finish that. I kind of just felt like the song, it had a good energy to it, but it was really just one notey for me. It's one of those, I'm like, if this song was your jam, I could totally see it. Didn't really do much for me, though. I'm like Mark with Black Sabbath. Except to actually finish the album.
All right. He's never going to let that go.
I don't think so, Mark.
Oh, I will never let that go.
Never.
Ever.
You're going to get it. Not this time. No, you're never going to get it. See,
what go to In Vogue.
Is you guys let me sing. Robert Winfrey doesn't let me sing. He tells me to stop it all the time. He pulls that Sandy Eagle shit on me, calling me a weirdo. But, I start breaking into various songs on this podcast. You're like, yeah, I'm down with it, brother.
We'll join right in, damn it.
Also breaking the song.
That's right.
I am not Sam the Eagle. I am Fun Time Mr. Robert Cooper. And
that's right.
man.
I am also known for my shenanigans.
That's true.
That's right. You are Mr. Shenanigans, if nothing else.
Mr. Shenanigans.
That's another feather to put in my cap there. Mr. Shenanigans, Robert Cooper.
So okay, so we're kind of split here a little bit. You know, you say it's pretty. It doesn't sound like you hated it. That's the main thing. That's good.
No, I didn't hate it. No,
that's good.
It wasn't great, but
it wasn't great. I mean, okay. Well, we're going to get into this. We got more tracks to go. Let's go ahead, and I guess we'll get to the second track here. That's Broken Things.
Take these broken wings and learn to fly.
No! Look at the horizon! We'll watch the hours go by. Fall and then rise again. I hear the darkness breathe. Look at the horizon! We'll watch the hours go by. Fall and then rise again. I hear the darkness breathe. Into the horizon.
She could sing me to sleep anytime she wants. I'll just go ahead and put that out there. Broken Things. What I notice here on this particular track, and we're going to see kind of, I wouldn't say a pattern, but what we got kind of a good mix of, is that we have the harsh / clean vocals of Andy, as they call him, and of course Christina with her beautiful, beautiful melodic voice. They switch up. Like right here, we've got Christina doing the main lyrics. I mean, she's actually the one singing the song while Andy goes back and does the chorus. And then later on, as we go throughout this album, they switch up where Andy's doing the song and she's singing the chorus, which I think makes one of the big positives of this album for me, because we don't get that. Man, you guys remember? I know you guys know Epica because I've heard that on this podcast before. Their central piece to that particular band is, help me out, Coop. What's her name? I want to say Tarja, but that's not it, is it?
No, it's not. It's Simone. I think it's Simone. Even her name? I know her name is Simone, and she's very famous. What is with all these women that have very, very good singing voices and are like sweet zombie Jesus pretty?
Well, that's yeah, I hear you, man. But anyway,
Simons. Oops.
They mix it up. That's the point I'm trying to make, is they mix it up between the guy and the girl, which is a positive here. Mark Radulich, what do you think of Broken Things, man?
I really liked it. It's actually one of the tracks. It's one of the standout tracks to me on the album. I dug it. I liked it a lot. I would have liked to have played more of it, but we got 1,000,001 tracks to play tonight, so ain't time. I got time for pain.
I hear you. All right, Coop, what do you think, man? Oh no.
Well, yeah. Actually, the problem I had with this was because the vocals again. Actually, I like the female vocals. I felt like the vocals at the beginning were a little. I don't like to say pop. They kind of remind me of bands like a lot of the more pop punk band. Kind of, they have that chanty.
I know why Coop doesn't like this. Hang on, I know why Coop doesn't like this because Coop's not into like all breakdown, hardcore, hate breed kind of stuff, and this has that kind of feel to it. It definitely has a there's that back to it. And I think he picks up on that and goes, no, no, no.
What do you think of that, Coop?
Yeah,
is he right?
That's part of it. This song here, honestly, the chorus section of it, the delivery of it is straight up pop music 101. Especially with the 1, 2, 3. I'm like, oh, God damn it.
Yeah. One of the questions I asked you guys was, does it feel mainstream? And because to me it does. And I'm not going to sit here, as much as I will tell you I love this album. I was really surprised that I have not heard this played on the radio. And trust me, I probably would have at some point. But I'm really surprised that I haven't, because this seems pretty radio friendly.
We wrote this song. It's not too short. It's not too long.
I get that reference now. But yeah. So, anything else on that, Coop? Would you like to tear it down a little bit more?
Jeez. You make me sound like I absolutely hated this. I didn't hate it. It's just...
You make me sound like Black Sabbath 13.
God, yes. You make it sound like I'm Mark, and I'm like, yeah, this is a ripoff. What'd you think, Mark? It stopped at track number 4.
I do feel you on the pop stuff.
I stand by that.
I really do.
It's really, the song is really poppy. Like, that's honestly the thing it gave for me. That's why when I was listening to it, I'm like, this is why he was asking about, was this on the radio? Because, this is very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Radio friendly.
Well, but there's nothing inherently wrong with radio friendly.
No, there's not necessarily anything wrong with
women, Rob. Sorry. Whoops.
Wait, wrong podcast.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with something being radio friendly. I just feel like there's a certain point to where you kind of give up on doing something that's really, I guess, asking something of the listener. Because to me, radio friendly really is almost bad in my mind. I don't want to say like it's automatically like burn the witch, but usually when something is radio friendly to a point that it has, I feel like kind of given up on challenging the listener, that's when I get annoyed. This here, there's enough lyrically for it to kind of pass the bar there, but radio friendly to me is typically something that's kind of either distilled or broken down to just be more fun and palatable, which is fine. If you're into music for something that's fun and palatable, by all means, go for it. But I am a curmudgeon.
All right, I want to revisit this topic here in a second. Let's go ahead and get to track 3, the title track off of this album, which is Delirium. Go ahead and hit it.
Delirium.
Cooper, first question. What was the name of that song?
Delirium.
Okay, I want to go ahead and say that is probably the weakest track on the album, in my opinion, because
I like the most.
Really, it's just, listen, I like her vocals, okay? I can take her saying the same word over and over maybe 5 times, okay?
Once we get to 6,
yeah, things start changing. This particular track it annoyed me the most. Although I'm not saying it was, again, this one wasn't horrible by any rate, because it gets a little bit better as it goes on. I implore anybody out there listening, please give the whole track a listen, because I think it does get better towards the end because she takes it up another octave or whatever. But as compared to the rest of these tracks here, this is track 3. This one for me was probably the weakest. Mark, you want to try and tell us why you enjoyed it more?
Well, at the risk of offending Koopa Paratroopa over here,
Super Mario reference. Damn.
Who hates mainstream music in America, I actually thought it was the most radio friendly, most ear pleasing. Look, I can listen to just about anybody with a penis growl into a microphone. There's a zillion bands that match that description. There aren't as many with an ear-friendly, pretty-sounding female voice backed by a solid band. There's a few, obviously, but there aren't a lot of them. And so when I listen to Lacuna Coil, I'm not interested in some dude growling into a microphone. I've got plenty of that elsewhere. I want to hear pretty vocals. And I want to hear a band sort of pick that up and support it. To me, she's the steak. Last night's episode of MasterChef, they had to cook a hanger steak for a bunch of veterans. She's the hanger steak. The band is the mashed potatoes and the zucchini, and the Brussels sprouts and whatever else. Okay, you gotta be there to add some flavor to her to back her up, because you just don't throw meat on the platter. But she's the meat. And as I once told a friend of mine who I refer to as my second wife, Slayer is the whiskey. Megadeth is the juice.
All right. One of the things that I really enjoy, and I've just started noticing this amongst the metal bands that I are coming to find out that I love, they do a great job of mixing harsh with clean vocals. Scar Symmetry, I know I've bugged you guys about them many a time. They are a perfect example of that. Screaming, growling, and then we got clean vocals, either in the chorus or singing at some point. These guys have not just the harsh vocals, they got a tremendous female singer to do the clean vocals. And I think that's what sets this off the charts for me as for a great album. Now, as for the song itself, if I say the word the name Fran Drescher, Coop, would you know who that is?
Yeah, she's really hot.
But when she talks, she's got that bit of a
New York.
Yeah, and that's kind of the vibe I got from this song for some strange reason. I don't know why, but well, Miss Fine from I can't remember the name of that show, but anyway, Nanny, whatever. Okay, let's go back and visit it. Do you want to give us your thoughts on this track here before we visit Radio Friendly again? Because I got just one question for you about that there, Coop. What are your thoughts on this song first?
This song, I'm waiting for Mark to say, but you like that. The song is really repetitious and didn't really go anywhere.
Okay.
You know,
Cue Mark Radulich.
I was waiting for Mark to go, but that's
suddenly becoming Robert and I taking digs at one another as musical.
Well,
I mean, usually when we have a song that's slow and goes nowhere, Mark's like, but Koopa, that's your thing.
That's your jam.
You see, that's true. But
Wait a minute. When did I turn into Christopher Walken?
I don't know if that was the closest in my mind that I could get. I don't know how you turned into Christopher Walken. But I either do Christopher Walken or I could do Andrew Dice Clay, which I got to bring that one out.
I more Dice Clay than Christopher Walken, but it's your impression of me, so whatever. That's true. I mean, actually, I got to bring out Christopher Walken, Andrew Dice Clay the other day. When I was talking about nursery rhymes, and then I got to. It was playing Cards Against Humanity with my friends last night. They're like, Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet. They're like, eating the cuds away. Along came a spider, sat down beside her and said, hey, what's in the bowl, bitch? And like nobody laughed. I'm like, come on, that was a classic of very politically. It's very. I may sort of sound like a fossil, but there's some of the stuff I'm like, that was really funny, and some of the other stuff I'm like, with modern sensibilities, you come off a little bad there, Dice Man.
It's a different era back then, Coop.
I know. That's the way I look at it.
What killed him wasn't political correctness. What killed Andrew Dice Clay wasn't political correctness. It was crying on the Arsenio fucking Hall show. Man,
did he really?
Man, I make fun of women and people don't like it and think I'm a bad guy. Man, shut up.
Quit your fucking bitching. Yeah, this song here, like, I think it can be summed up in one word. Delirium. That was the song. Like, look at the lyrics for it. She says it like 6 times. That's the whole verse. She does it 3 times. That's like 18 fucking times. Honestly, I think they had like a good hook, and they're like, all right, guys. Let's build a song around this. What lyrics do we have? Delirium. Shit. Surgical meth machine's going to be in an hour. We got to get this done.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. Well, let me ask you here real quick. Go ahead, Mark.
I don't share your sensibilities, sir. I appreciate a good repetition, Look, this is Taylor Swift for metalheads, and I'm okay with
what do you think, Coop? He was going to say something. Go ahead, Coop.
I think Taylor Swift's got a little less repetition than this. You know how I know? Because I work in a hardware store, and you know what the fucking hardware store likes to play all fucking day? Phil Collins. I love Phil Collins, so that's okay, even though I told that to one of my managers, and he looked up at me just so confused. So, it's a mishmash of like the pop song of the week, and then they play it for like 5 weeks past its expiration date. Phil Collins, Katy Perry, goddamn it, Katy Perry, her and her fucking song about roaring. Fuck you and fuck you UFC fighter who used it last weekend. Ugh. And then Taylor Swift. Yeah, I think this one was more like the Katy Perry of. Because Katy Perry, I feel like Taylor Swift at least has some songwriting credential to her. Like, she has a little bit of cred to her. She used to be a singer-songwriter type of person before she got the chart.
You're yes and you're no, you're up and you're down.
That's right. You're right.
Wow. I need to know. No, I will not.
Go get your daughter. Get your daughter in on the mix. You're told you yes and you're no, in your house, up and you're down.
She went. The only real like solid memory I have of Kira enjoying Katy Perry was when it was a Saturday, and me and the wife both had the day off, so I went and watched the first Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man, took her with me, and then she went with Mommy and watched the Katy Perry movie right after that. Trust me, I won that day. But
you were a good daddy that day.
I was a good daddy that day. But all right, let me take control of the podcast. No more singing right now. Let's go. I mean, I know you guys want to start singing Delirium one more time, but we need to hold back. And
I got to sing as many songs as she did.
We need to get to track 4 before Katy Perry starts suing us or some shit.
All right.
Blood, Tears, and Dust. Blood, Tears, Dust. Let me give you my impression first here real quick, and we'll go to Coop. I like synthesizer a little bit in my metal. I do. I like that. A little bit of industrial or whatever you want to call it there right at the beginning. It set the tone for me, and I enjoy this song a lot. Lyrically, I looked over the lyrics, and it really puts me in mind of a song about a guy that fell in love with a witch. Just because she's talking about casting spells and stuff like that. But as for any historical reference, I don't think it has one. But then again, I didn't do too much research on it, so I may be missing something there. Robert Cooper, my man, what do you think of Blood, Tears, Dust?
Well, shit. Sorry, I was like, well, my internet wasn't working. Apparently, the entire network of AT&T. Thanks, AT&T, you fuckwads. Yeah, they just dropped off the face of the earth. Great. Now I can't look up lyrics. Oh, no, whatever will I do?
Damn. That's your thing, Coop, too. I think we need to be talking to AT&T. What the hell's going on here?
Dude,
we got a podcast to do. They don't understand?
I did that yesterday, and I got to talk to her. At first I was like, is she Indian? And then some of the words came out, and I'm like, oh, yeah, they've tried to train that accent.
I've got to figure out how far you live from our good buddy Ronnie Adams over on the Screaming Boy podcast. He lives in North Carolina. You're a North Carolinian, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Where's he live?
I want to. You're Apex, right? You're not Apex. That's my cousin.
No.
I can't remember. I want to say Winston-Salem, but
yeah, that's
me. I could be in. Okay, that's you. I'll have to ask Ronnie. But anyway, guess where he works?
Close.
AT&T.
Ah, shit.
But yeah, what do you think of the song, man?
The synthesizer in the opening was a welcome change. I enjoyed that. Vocals, the Skyview got almost a little shrieky in my ear there, but it was okay.
Okay.
She does a good job. She's a very pretty woman. Has a very pretty voice.
Yeah, I give her many a pass, and I hope my wife will give me a hall pass, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, let's hope her husband doesn't find out, because then you'll be passing blood.
Yeah, that's
INJ. Yeah, you'll be passing blood through your urine for the next 6 months.
It would. I don't even know what to say. I've got to strategize somehow. But anyway.
Well, you could just wait till he goes on tour, I guess.
There you go.
Well, there you go. Well, she'd probably be on tour too. Anywho, yeah. Song here was okay. I mean, there's nothing for me to really write home about lyrically. There's not much there. There was really not. It's like
no,
three verses.
It's basic.
It is. It's basic white bitch. All about the pumpkin spice latte and Starbucks.
Well, wasn't going to go that far, but
calling you white bitches.
I do like my pumpkin spice though, Coop. You better watch it, man.
Dude, I love pumpkin spice. I'm not gonna lie, even though I hate coffee so much.
Tim Hortons pumpkin spice muffin and ice cap.
Are you bluffing? With your?
I'm not bluffing. I like the muffin.
Oh goodness. What the hell's going on with this podcast?
Someone get Limp Bizkit on the phone. Mark Radulich.
Yes, sir.
What do you think, man? Blood, Tears, Dust. You got anything you want to say about that one?
I mean, once again, I can't help but every time I hear the guy growl, Barcelona, we love you. Yeah. It's all Sepultura all the time.
Yeah. Well, I hate that you see that as a drawback, but again, you've listened to more of that than I have. So,
like I said before, I listen to certain albums because I want to hear a certain sound, and if I'm not hearing that sound, then I'm going to go to another source that, quite frankly, does it better. I mean, I keep saying Sepultura. Well, I'll just go fucking listen to Sepultura, and then I get to hear some tribal drumming along with the growling.
Sure, that's always a plus. Maybe, I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and we'll hit track 5 as we're going. We got to get through these tracks here. Downfall's the next one. Go ahead and hit there.
Before we hit, I keep bringing up Sepultura, specifically the Roots album. Have you ever heard Sepultura Roots?
No. I don't think I have.
Go listen to it. Specifically, Roots and Rata Mahata.
Oh, God. Rata Mahata.
All right.
It's amazing. There's a reason why I'm so stuck on those songs.
Why? Or how long ago? How old's the album?
I was in high school. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Okay, so I was in college. I'm gonna quick play the track and then look it up.
All right.
Get into the room so I can see.
No. Let me tell you something, sir.
Oh,
That
no.
is, albeit it's not the greatest song on this album, and it may be the most radio-friendly off of this album, it is the most beautiful song off of this album.
Oh,
And
no, I'm not disagreeing with that. When I that's enough of that, like, pseudo-rap that he was doing.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right. Yeah,
Okay,
that...
You know what it reminded me of?
Rap?
That part towards the end. No, that part. That part towards the end of Down with the Sickness. When David Draymond's begging his mother not to hit him. Don't hit me now.
Why you have to be such a bitch?
Oh.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. As how he was, I'm like, no, mommy, I'll be a good boy. I'm like, oh God.
That guy likes it.
This song stuck in my head. This is one of those ones that every album that we listen to, there has been some type of a song that gets stuck. Freaking wake up in the morning and it's stuck in my head. And this one,
wake up in the morning and the song is out.
Sometimes
you're gonna make it on time. Sorry,
sing it. Sometimes that shit annoys the hell out of me. But this particular song, for some reason, I had no problem with it. I'd go back, and of course, what they say is to listen to the track immediately so you could try and get it out of your head. I loved this particular track, and that orchestra or whatever they're playing. I don't know if that's synthesizer brought in or if that's orchestra that's brought in to make that operatic feel. Just fits together perfectly, in my opinion. Coop, tear it up, man. What do you got to say?
This song was one of the nicer ones on the album, besides the rap breakdown.
All right.
Medi Castaño?
Question mark.
Which, by the way, I'm still listening to that album in my car. It's still going.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many times have you wore the shirt?
About 4 or 5.
All right, my man. That's a way to represent the band.
Did you see my groovy Metallica Tampa Bay? Jesse, did you see my groovy Metallica Tampa Bay Rays shirt?
I sure as shit did. I saw another ad for it had Hetfield wearing some other shirt supporting another sports team. What's going on here?
It's a whole. You can get like you can basically whatever your home team is. It's the same logo. They'll just change the sports team for you.
Okay. All right, I got you. Okay. So, very nice. Now, are you seriously going to get it?
I already got it.
You already got it.
Yeah, already ordered it. We're going to a game the 31st. We're actually going to see the Rays versus the Yankees. It's a whole big Radulich family trip. And it'll be Jonas's actually first baseball game. Lily's been to a couple as a little baby, but she's not a tremendous amount as she's gotten older. So, yeah, we got cheap seats. We're going to be all way in the upper deck in the party section, the Tampa Bay Times party section, as they call it. And I'll have my shirt. But I want to talk to you about a very serious subject that I'm very proud of, and it's called Sepultura Roots.
Yes, sir.
And according to Wikipedia, Roots is the 6th studio album by Brazilian heavy metal band Sepultura. It was released February 20th, 1996, so I was in college by about 2 years. And it was the last to feature founding member Max Cavalera before he would move on to the Soulfly guy. Jump the fuck up! Following the experimentalism of the album Chaos AD, Roots has more influence from Brazilian musical rhythms, Biazzi, and features Brazilian musician Carlinhos Brown, percussionist David Silveira, turntablist DJ Lethal, motherfucker, and
DJ
vocalist
Lethal, bring it on.
And vocalist Jonathan Davis of Korn and Mike Patton of the motherfucking Faith No More, baby. Roots sold more than 2 million copies worldwide, and the album has been identified as influential to the new metal scene that followed in its wake and helped lay the framework for the sound of Cavalera's later project, Soulfly.
96. What does it have a name of the album that came out prior to that?
Yeah, Chaos AD, 1993.
What was that?
Yeah. We both
Chaos,
it was Chaos AD.
Chaos AD, 1993.
Okay, that might be the one that I'm thinking of that I listened to, because I know I was in high school still And it had to have been 93. And you want to know how I got that record? Columbia House Record Club.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I couldn't remember the name of it.
No, that's the one with Chaos AD that had Refuse Resist. That was a big popular one.
Yes.
Territory, Slave New World. Yeah, put that shit away. Go fucking listen to.
Go fucking listen to Roots.
Go listen to Roots. All right,
dude. I was at work.
Chaos AD is a bad band. We all like our Chaos AD, but sometimes you got to get out of high school and move on and experience. Sometimes you gotta go and experience new things, Jesse Starcher. You gotta give things a chance. You know,
I hear you.
Put away your childish toys and get on some roots, bloody roots.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was at work the other day and I was like, what do I want to listen to while I finish up my work? I threw on Sepultura. What Sepultura did I throw on? Old school Sepultura. I threw on the Bestial Devastation EP. Never heard of that one.
I was going to say, I have no reference.
I know what it is, but if it ain't Roots, it's a fucking waste of time.
Oh, dude. I was sitting, luckily I was closing with my assistant manager, Scott. Hi, Scott. Hope you're listening. Yeah, he actually name-dropped me as one of the cool people to his ex-wife who had dropped by with his kids. She's like, wow, all these people are so nice and so cool. He's like, you've not met this guy who's awesome. He loves heavy metal and he does podcasts. She's like, whoa, podcasts. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm getting.
Did you then tell her any fucking idiot can do a podcast?
That's why we're here.
So Jesse, when you represent the Radulich and Broadcast Network, would you please open with that line? I don't know why I'm here. Any moke can do this. Do you have $40 and a way to pay for things on the internet? Then you too can be a podcaster.
You too can be a podcaster. That's right.
That's right. You too could be a bunch of podcasters.
It's going to be interesting when I go and do that panel because, you know, I'm a cheap bastard already, and I want to be the guy telling them that, yeah, I have the privilege of doing a podcast because another guy pays for it. And let me tell you,
sugar daddy.
That's right. I'll be like, let me tell you how to get by with like a $10 budget. All right, get you a $12 mic from Walmart, plug it into the back of your computer, and then hope you can find somebody to mooch off of. That's the way to do it.
Hope you meet somebody who's only using an account once a week and suddenly realizes this isn't really cost effective.
That's right. Damn it. All right.
We need to get sponsors. We're weekly at this point. We need sponsors.
That's right. Damn it.
Good. You wanna be the Radulich and Broadcasting fucking salesperson because
the marketing guy. There you go.
I'll market it. I'll start contacting some PR agencies. There we go.
You and fucking Hallmark can hook that shit up, okay? He likes to talk to me about, we need to do this, we need to do that, and I'm just like, I got fucking kids and a full-time job, motherfucker.
Yeah. It takes some fucking time and some fucking effort to do that. I see people that, just being in this podcast game for the couple of years, I see all these fuckers that are just like
the drugs.
I see all these guys. I know, dude. But they put all this effort into it, and they just promote, and fucking pay people to promote their shit. And it's like, I'm glad you got that kind of fucking time, because I would do it if I could.
Well, my wife and I were talking about this, what does it take to be a guy like Chris Stuckman? Now, Chris Stuckman, he's fucking nobody. He's nobody special, but he does a video review, and they're like 10 minutes or less on YouTube of every fucking movie that comes out, and he and we happened to have talked about it on the podcast Tuesday night because Winfrey ripped him a new one, him and somebody else. It was really funny, actually.
Oh boy.
If you haven't heard it yet, go listen to our review of The Secret Life of Pets, if only because the rants that Winfrey does on Chris Stuckman and some other guy from, when we got to the Rotten Tomatoes bit, he went on this fucking epic rant. It was hilarious. we were talking about, like, Chris Stuckman. I don't know how popular he was before he got on Movie Fights, but he was on a couple episodes of Movie Fights, and obviously he had an opportunity to promote his little, his videos. But he does one like almost every day.
Yeah.
And his one we were talking about his review of The Secret Life of Pets, which is stupid, and no one should watch it. Had 200,000 views. And it's like, what's it going to take for this piddly little piece of shit podcast to get to 200,000 people? And it's like, well, I got to get on something that people see, something like Movie Fights, or, we need to get people on, go on other people's shows that, that get that kind of listenership or viewing.
Yeah, exactly.
The other thing is, like, guests. Obviously, when you start to have guests on, people, like, they might not care what Jesse Starcher or Robert Cooper have to say.
Well, especially Robert Winford.
but they might care about, if we have on, like, the guys from Lacuna Coil. Now, again, someone who wants to start booking guests, by all means, book guests.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the time.
A lot of networking. I think that's what it's all about. It's about networking, getting yourself a listener base, and then kind of networking out and trying to get more listeners. That's what I totally hear you there.
One last thing before I'll give you back to the podcast that I told you could host. And I did, when I was doing, a lot of this comes from the fact that when I was doing progressive conservatism, I actually tried to get on, like, book authors. And it takes work. And some of these people are like little divas. They're kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. And it's like, it got to a point where, and my friend who also did a podcast, ye old freak boy, John Brodigan, he had a podcast where he was the official podcast of the New York, of the Long Island Republicans. And even he couldn't get guests at times, or people would drop out on you. And it's like, okay, I could do this as a hobby and hang out with some pretty cool people that I've met, on the internet, or I could stress myself the fuck out trying to, make this $1 million podcast.
Mm-hmm. It's all about having fun. I mean, for me personally, I'm having a good time, and that's really my goal.
Right. The other thing is, like, there's so much competition out there.
Yeah.
For every podcast that we are not the only ones reviewing albums, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But we're the best.
Well, we are.
That's right, damn it.
But getting other people to realize that's a whole other story. Anyway, back to you, sir.
All right. Let's go ahead. We'll get to track 6 here. This is called "Take Me Home," Robert Cooper's favorite track.
mentioned on the last track, I think it was, the real electronic sounding track, was how much it reminded me of another band I really liked from back in the day. Unfortunately, not a lot of their stuff on Spotify, so I couldn't really turn you guys onto it. But if you ever have the opportunity to listen to Voodoo You by Lords of Acid, that's what it reminded me of. Very, very Lords of Acid-y Voodoo You sounding, which, if you ever have the opportunity to, Voodoo You is an amazing album.
Okay. I've heard of Lords of Acid, but I don't think I've listened to anything from those guys, so I'll see what I can find. I'm sure there's something on YouTube.
It's actually Tracy Lords' techno band.
Tracy Lords?
Yes, the porn
I know that name.
It's really, really good stuff.
Okay.
Monkey chased the weasel. That's the way the story goes. Out comes the evil. Sorry, go ahead.
Nice. Well, while you're talking there, let's talk about "Take Me Home." What'd you think of that, Mark Radulich?
Like I said, it's got a lot of pop sensibility there. A lot more electronica, dance sounding. I liked it a lot. Good stuff.
Coop, did I misspeak? Was I misspoken? This is not your favorite track.
I would not take this song for a ride.
Got your tickets? Oh, boy.
I was listening to it, and I'm like, take me for a ride. And I'm like, as I'm listening, I'm like, okay. I just kind of started out a little poppy, but all right, let's remain positive. As it went on, I said, take me for a ride. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? And I was like, come on, please don't let this be so innuendo-laden. For the love of fucking God. And then it kept going. I'm like, fuck it. This is playing in a club. I'm done. This song is playing in a club right now. Somewhere.
Very good possibility. Honestly, at first, this was my favorite song off the album. I think I moved it down like top 2 or top 3. But
really catchy.
I was down.
So was the clap.
I was down.
So was the clap.
Yes, that is true. I think comparing my own preferences to yours, that's not what we're here to do. But I mean, that's what I like to do is to see the type of music that you both enjoy. Clearly, I knew that this was something that you wouldn't like. For myself, though, these types of tracks, and I might have blinders. I might have them Christina colored glasses. That might very well be happening here. So that might be why I enjoyed this particular track, and it didn't wear on me like it may have wore on you. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the next track, which is called "You Love Me 'Cause I Hate You."
Tape on your mouth, it's blowing your breath.
That track is hot garbage.
Coop, what do you think, man?
It could have been better.
Okay.
A lot better. I love the way Mark Radulich puts it so gently. As he described it as hot garbage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I felt like the song had really no flow.
Okay.
Like, she had that kind of, like, slow, temptress-like cadence to her verses, and then in comes the bear, like, rah, give me all your porridge.
This is... Mark's visualizing it right now. This is definitely the track that's Fran Drescherized. I think Fran Drescherized me here. You could definitely kind of tell that little bit of nasality in her singing. The song itself gives me a very like Misery, the movie Misery or the book Misery feel, where she sounds like she's torturing this guy throughout the song. So just one question for you, Coop. Kathy Bates or Christina Scabbia, and you were in the playing the role of, was it James Woods in Misery? Which would you prefer?
Oh, I thought you were about to say as a Jack Nicholson in that hot tub.
No, not that one.
It's gonna be like, duh. I choose Christina Scabbia because at least she's a very, very pretty thing to get maimed by.
There you go. All right. I knew that would be the answer. Just had to make sure. Maybe you had a thing for Kathy Bates. Maybe Mark does. I don't know.
Maybe he masturbates.
Oh, blam. All right. He got him. It's so funny. All right. Now, walking out with my daughter a few days ago. Okay. Now, I promise we're not going to get into a long discussion about this because I know you guys are probably sick of seeing shit about it on Facebook. But we're playing Pokemon Go as everybody else in the nation is.
I can't play it. I can't fucking play it. And I hate it. You fucking people.
Jesse Starcher, are you one of those homos playing Pokemon Go?
I made this decision today. If you guys are going to ask me questions about it, I wasn't going to get into a long discussion. I was just going to answer with a yes or no. So if I'm one of those homos that are playing Pokemon Go, I'm going to have to say yes. I am one of those.
You're an adult male with a job and kid.
Mark Radulich.
It's fun, Mark Radulich. It's fun.
So is
Mark Radulich.
But I wouldn't suggest that either.
I will not go into a justification. All I will say is, sir, give it a shot. And then, okay, all right. Well, then I guess the conversation's done. But let me tell you, okay?
Pokemon Go is for children, homosexuals, and communists.
You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, but this is not the podcast to get into that discussion. But my favorite part of Pokemon Go is taking my daughter with me, okay? Taking my daughter with me, and as she takes her mom's phone, and we both play as we're walking around town, okay? Amongst the other hundreds of people that were passing by that are playing the game. But my favorite thing is catching one of them and going, got him, and my daughter absolutely horrified and embarrassed because I make sure to yell that as loud as I can. So apparently, Robert Cooper, I'm too old to use the phrase got him.
No, you're too old to play Pokemon Go.
No, I am not, sir. I am not. There's no age limit. There's no age limit. That's right. And Coop, I don't know if you would run to my rescue here and help me defend Pokemon Go here or not. I understand you're an anime fan, but I also understand you're kind of upset you're not able to play it too.
I can't.
So I hope you have the opportunity to do so because we know Mark Radulich is a curmudgeon and he's 40 years old and he's afraid to try things that are new. Almost.
And you can't teach that.
That's right. That's right.
No, you know what I think of Pokemon Go? Ask me what I think of Pokemon Go.
Oh, here we go. Mark Radulich, what do you think of Pokemon Go?
Yay!
Never would have guessed. All right. Okay, so we did Love Me Because I Hate You. The next track, I think, is either their first or second single that they dropped off this album, which is called Ghost in the Mist.
Will not get out of my face. Lost here, I cannot escape. It's my every day seems like it was the day before, and I can't take it. I just want to erase the things I hate and all the places I think. Right in my face, again and again. All I got for this is nothing but hate. Right in my face, beating my rage. All I got for this, nothing but hate. My life slips away. I wander and see. I don't make any sound. I'm lost in the mist. No one shows me the way. Lost in by my feet. With my knees on the ground. Every day feels like it's so predictable, and I can't change it. I just want to break these habits, take control of this confusion. Right in my face, again and again. All I got for this is nothing but hate. Right in my face, beating my rage. All I got for this, nothing but hate. My life slips away. I wander unseen. I don't make any sound. I'm lost in the mist. No one shows me the way. Lost in by my feet. With my knees on the ground. I'm a ghost in the mist. My life slips away.
All right, Ghost in the Mist. Now, there is a bit of a sound that these guys have that I noticed throughout this album, and it's definitely that double bass, and you got the bass guitar. That's it's clear bass guitar, just extremely to the forefront of most of these songs. This was, in my opinion, one of the better songs, and it was a smart release for one of their singles. Robert Cooper, what do you got to say?
This was, boy,
Oh man,
the beginning of this song. I was like, oh boy, when is Issues coming out? Which, by the way, Issues is probably one of the worst, like, bro-tastical core bands I've ever seen. A few years ago, I actually was when I was writing for 411. We had a song called Buy or Sell, where Jeremy would send me 6 songs, not either buy or sell, and talk about them. I left about a 700-word tirade. Actually, it was 800-word tirade on that band. At how fucking angry I was, and how just disappointed in the fact that such bro metal exists. This is, because they had like they had the breakdowns and the kid with the really nice smooth voice doing the clean vocals, and the kid screaming, and they were all dressed in almost hip-hop regalia with, like, skateboards and pizza and fucking hip-hop shit. Yeah. It's the zipping and the zopping and the bipping and the bopping. They don't know what the jazz is all about. Stupid kids.
Stupid kids. That's pretty much all I got.
Kids. Yeah, I mean, this the song was not my thing. It was really the breakdown here, the screaming, the way that the Scavia came in there, the female singer. It really just reminded me of one of the more modern, really popular with the kids sort of core bands that's good on Warped Tour. God,
All right,
Mark Radulich, are you sure I'm not the 40-year-old?
I know, dude. I'm starting to wonder myself. What do you think, Mark?
I mean, I'm not as energetic about it as Coop is, but I just thought it was meh.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't really tickle my
uvula?
my coccyx at all. It's just kind of there.
Okay.
One of those is I'm mowing the lawn. It isn't going to get me to stop thinking about how the new Ghostbusters could be better.
It's so funny because you've got the mower as the background noise. You got this on as background noise, and you're thinking about something absolutely different than what you're supposed to be.
I haven't even seen the new Ghostbusters yet, and I'm pro Ghostbusters. I
know. I've heard that for sure.
I am trying to talk this movie up and get other people to go see the movie so that it is successful for Sony, not because I have any real stake in it, but because people like Gavin Napier of the Casual Heroes have wished death on anyone that goes sees this movie. So now I hope it makes $1 billion, just because fuck Gavin.
You are a spiteful little girl.
Thanks.
The Prince of Positivity does have his dark side.
I'm just saying, like, why can't the Ghostbusters be girls? I don't get it. But I totally, like, I haven't even seen the movie yet, and I've like rewritten the entire script and like would have made it like, and in my head I'm like, this I feel like would have made it better. I think people would have had a better attitude
and
about it.
You haven't even seen the fucking movie yet.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. My version's better. My version has personal connections. My version addresses the fact that Hal Ramis is dead. My version doesn't have stupid cameos by the original cast, but them actually playing themselves and sort of handing off the Ghostbusters stuff to these women and letting them improve upon it, but at least, but them sort of taking over a tainted legacy. That would have been my story.
You said taint.
And Coop, just like that, shows us that he is not the 40-year-old in the room.
Nope.
No.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and we'll get to track 9, which I believe is one of the deepest tracks on this particular album. It's called My Demons.
And I don't know what to say. I'm thinking about you. It's hurting without you. I never learned from my
My demons cursing me as I'm awake. My head is spinning, I can't think straight. Your words are poison inside my face.
fight my demons. Now, this particular song, first off, shout out to Dark Lyrics for helping me out, because a lot of times throughout these songs, I don't know if it's because of the separate singers. It was kind of hard for me to put things together in regards to it lyrically sometimes. But this particular song, I kept I don't know. I didn't get the whole I feel fucked up today. I just oh, come on, man. All right, now I'm feeling like Coop.
I got
now I'm resisting putting my middle fingers up right now. But
well, you got them.
I do have them, and I dot my I's on the bottom. But look, this song, when you look at it lyrically, is pretty freaking twisted and fucked up. Okay, this is a song about a guy or girl who, a person who is in love with another person, and that other person treated them so badly, but yet they are still in love with them. Now, we've heard that song and dance over and over. However, today is the day that he is making the decision that he just might kill that person, because he is either going to kill or he will be killed by the misery that they're putting him or her through. And when I finally looked at those lyrics and figured out what exactly was going on in this song, I started realizing, wow, as I enjoyed the song, okay? But lyrically, it put it over the top for me. So, Coop, I know you're the lyric guy, and, I don't know if you had a chance to analyze it. I don't know if you had the we'll just say the motivation to do so. What'd you think, man?
I didn't quite break it down quite that much. Just looking through it. That stunk.
I don't even want to ask. The pre-show poop has to happen pre-show. I know that. Okay.
I just farted.
Okay,
that's all.
That's all.
No, I was like, ooh, that's a sharp one.
Ooh, my butt feels all stabby.
The worst one is when you go, uh-oh. And that's the safety valve. That's tripping the safety. Anywho, looking through this feels very much like a jilted revenge story. Guy pissed off, guy gonna kill girl, cool. Yeah, I can definitely think of thinking.
Guy gonna kill girl like you do.
Like you do.
Like a regular Tuesday. That was definitely lyrically, I would say it was a very good song. Cat, I fed you, stop tapping me. Musically, this is very metalcore-tastic. It was really metalcore-tastic. It was an okay song. It's good. It gets a pass.
Okay, all right. Mark Radulich, any tomes of or any illumination upon what you think of this song?
It was okay. I mean, like I said, a lot of the albums is, I think in terms of the ones where you have the dueling vocals, and the growling and all that, this is one of the better ones. Okay.
All right, let's move along here. Number 10, track 10 here, Claustrophobia.
Claustrophobic haze starts the chain reaction. If it doesn't kill you, if love is the answer, why does it feel so good to hate? I don't give a damn about hot taste life anymore. I don't need forgiveness.
right, Claustrophobia. This is the song that makes me just want to go, Christina, come over here, okay?
Get over here.
I would not scorpion her there, Coop.
I'm sure you would.
I would have a shoulder for her to cry on, sir. I'm a big teddy bear.
You finish her all right.
Finish. Okay, no, I'm not going to finish that statement. Claustrophobia, Coop, what do you think, man?
I thought the singing was very pretty. I enjoyed that part of it. Even musically, good song. I liked it.
All right, Radulich.
Yeah, I liked it. It was okay. I don't have a whole lot of feeling for a lot of these tracks. I mean, like I said, after a while, it just kind of became.
Is it samey? Is it starting to get samey?
Look, it's getting a little samey. Yeah.
Okay.
Getting
all right.
samey.
Well, gamey, a little samey. They're a very emotional group. I can definitely tell that in their lyrics. I mean,
a bunch of women.
They talk about feelings a lot. And you guys know me. I'm the guy that doesn't like the slow tracks that a lot of these heavier bands play. And for some reason, I know what the reason is. It's not for some reason. It's for one reason probably. But I give so many of these songs a pass. And maybe it's because it's just so different. I'm not used to listening to a co or lead vocalist who is a woman and sings so majestically, like she's coming down from the heavens. Go ahead.
Hey, Cooper. Jesse's Twitter-pated. He's Twitter-pated.
He's Twitter-pated. What's Twitter-pated?
Cooper. Jesse's Twitter-pated. He likes the goyle. He likes the goyle.
I haven't seen that movie in so long, I can't sing it.
This sounds familiar. You're going to have to let me in. What is this about?
Bambi.
Yeah, it's
Bambi. Oh, well, see. Yeah, okay.
Did your mother not let you watch that because she didn't want you traumatized? Did she instead let you watch Watership Down?
Now that would traumatize somebody. When it comes to Disney movies, I'm the most ignorant son of a bitch that you could think of because I've hardly seen anything.
What about your kids, man? You didn't Disneyfy your kids like a good parent?
Now look, Mark Radulich, just because you live in Florida, no, unfortunately not. I could name you probably about 10 Disney XD shows, which I guarantee you could do the same.
Oh God, Disney XD is fucking terrible. At least the live action stuff. The cartoons are fine.
Yeah. But, well, all right. Now, Mark, I don't know if you changed the time frame on the show or not. I set it for an hour and a half. We've done well, went past our live time unless you changed it to 2 hours.
I changed it.
Okay.
We have 2 minutes. I changed it to an hour and 20 minutes because I knew we were going nowhere fast.
Okay. All right. Well.
Just like this album.
Man, heartbreaker. He's a heartbreaker. I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to play the bonus tracks or not. We'll definitely play, our Mark Radulich's hashtag cover. Well, we got one more track to go on the regular album, which is go ahead and hit this one. It's called. Basically, if you're trying to figure out your party to put together to attack the dungeon, you don't want too many warriors. You don't want too many wizards. But we got to figure out the ultimate ratio.
This one's a roll.
sending us out on the regular, not the deluxe. I think the deluxe is the one that has the bonus tracks. This is the regular album, Ultima Ratio. Tell me, Coop, did you get my Ultima joke?
I did.
All right, thank goodness.
Actually, you could have taken that two ways in video game references. Did you know that?
That's right.
Yeah, because not only is Ultima a computer game, if I'm not mistaken, let me make sure I have the right Final Fantasy spell here.
Uh-oh. Oh, my goodness. It is. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Ultima is a spell in Final Fantasy.
How do you nerd?
There you go.
And then when you catch the Pokemon, Coop, let's explain to Mark Radulich how this works. Just kidding.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
you know one of my favorite things to do?
Out of my system now. Nerds!
Oh, whatever.
You have no idea, Mark Radulich. Like, one of my favorite things to do when I am teaching 9-year-olds is to look at them and say, my Xbox 360 is older than you.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
It does make me feel old. Granted, I'm not that old. But when I realized that, when I started to realize that 2006 was a decade ago, and the 2004 Full Metal Alchemist anime is considered old now, holy shit. And 1997 stuff like Cowboy Bebop, that's now classic. What the fuck? I remember that stuff. I'm old.
And Christina, by the way, just another little fact on Christina. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. She started with the band in 96, I think is what it was, or 97. So, Coop, were you, 5 or 6 years old at that point?
I was 97. I was 6, probably 5, because I didn't turn, my birthday's in December. So there you go.
Wow. I hate you, Cooper. All right, Mark Radulich. I mean, what do you got to say here? You got any pearls of wisdom on the Ultimate Ratio?
First of all, nice reference.
Thank you very much.
He'll be here all week. Try the quiche. I mean, it was fine. Like I said, a little samey.
All right.
I think as background noise while I'm doing other stuff, this is a pleasant album. I would give it a solid B. I just the downside of doing this podcast is we go track by track. Like a reviewer, may talk about 1 or 2 or even 3 tracks, and then that's it. And they give they might talk about some other stuff, some band history or whatever. But for the most part, they've done their bit for God and country. The hard part of doing this podcast is we have to come up with stuff to talk about for every track on an album, and sometimes there ain't shit to be said. It's fun.
Well, I mean,
it is what it is.
Let me ask you this: was there a track that you absolutely hated off of the album?
Just the one that I mentioned before, where it was just like, oh, that's hot garbage. But there was only one that I thought was hot garbage. I mean, we all know that I have a deep and effectual love for industrial music and dance music that's mixed with metal and all that. So there was a lot of that going on here that I really liked. So, I mean, like I said, the overall sound of the album is something that is appealing to the ears of most the mandated reporter, Mr. Mark Radulich. I'm just struggling to. I'll be honest. I'm playing Angry Birds. But,
is it? Well, okay. It's real easy. Is it good music to play Angry Birds by? Is it good music to play Angry Birds by?
Even if I wasn't completely distracted, I would have a rough time. I'd be all up in Robert's shit about like, oh, so what whore are you dating this week, buddy? Whatever.
All right. Well, okay. So we're counting that as overall thoughts. Okay. How about you, Robert Cooper? I mean, come on, dude. What are the bright points of this album?
The singing, when it's not getting into sort of that nasally, scratchy Fran Drescher level, is very good. Now there are some points where I'm just like, come on, man. tone it down. But overall, the vocals by old Christina Scavia, good job. She does a very good job. She's a very capable singer. As for the other guy whose name I can't remember because he's not pretty enough for me to remember his name.
Andy.
Andy. That's actually the name of our the regional manager. And every time I see him, I'm like, Andy. Except I see him like once every 6 months. Unlike one of the stores in our area that's so shitty, he comes twice a week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's bad news.
That is bad news. Yeah. His vocals are a little, I mean, he's capable. It's fine. He does a good job. I just kind of feel like he really adds more metalcore elements, whereas I was looking for more of a gothic metal, which on some of the songs, there's a little more gothic influence. I like that a little better. But overall, this album for me didn't do a whole lot. There's some songs I'm just like, ugh. Like the song about get in my car or whatever, Take Me for a Ride, I think is what it was called. Yeah.
Get in my car. Mark, help me out. There we go, yes.
And into my car.
That is exactly what I was looking for.
See, I was thinking of the David Hasselhoff classic Jump in My Car. Why don't you jump in my car?
In my car, then send of all, and in cars,
Oh man, I don't know who had more tracks tonight. If this album had more tracks, or if we had more tracks. Hell, I don't know.
The Radulich, there's an album that'll get us famous. Radulich Broadcasting sings the classics
for like 5 seconds. It'd be like fucking. Oh, jeez. What? Okay, Coop. What else, man?
So yeah, that song was just kind of like, no. That song really felt like an attempt to jump into some sort of mainstream pop station, even though I'm sure it wasn't. Maybe that's what they were really wanting to talk about, is fucking in a car. I don't know. That was there. A few other tracks that really, they feel like, I almost want to say selling out because I hate that phrase because, like, when I talk about going a mainstream sound, I really try not to turn my nose up to that because that's the stereotype anyways. You know, look at the metal nerd turning his nose up. I mean, really, I tried to. Yes, I had a guy call me a metal hipster once. It was one of the last columns that I did. And I got so angry. I retyped that message about 6 times. Because I mean, I really try and give things a chance. This album just didn't really do a whole lot for me. Nothing clicked beyond maybe a few songs. It's funny because looking at the reviews, the Metal Archives give it like a 30%. But then you look at Wikipedia, oh yeah, Metal Archives hated this album.
Wow.
Because it's like those are like fan reviews.
Yeah, I was going to say they're comparing it to what they've heard before. Now, see, that's one of the points I was going to make is that I have no fucking baseline to go off of whatsoever. So I don't know what this is compared to anything else.
But doesn't that go back to what I was saying before of if you're like someone like me who is familiar with the old stuff and then you hear this, you're like, what the fuck happened here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then then you look at Wikipedia, those reviews are all like 7 out of 10, this person says this, like, generally positive.
Mm-hmm.
I try to look at it as, well, everybody else probably thinks this. Honestly, it's just not really my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good album in my opinion. A lot of one-note strumming guitar lines that are like baby's first guitar lesson.
Yeah, the bass was pretty. You could tell a lot of times in the songs the bass was kind of monotonous. I mean, just wasn't a whole lot of different change in there.
Wasn't a whole lot going on. Lyrically, there's like the song about killing the girl, cool, awesome, but otherwise not a whole lot going on there. I can see that there's a base for this. I know it's one of Jesse's favorite albums of the year. But
that's right.
This does not unseat Throssenblatt, nor does it unseat Megadeth for me.
Okay, all right. As for myself, I mean, obviously, you guys could tell that I'm absolutely in love with Christina. That aside,
you're totally Twitter-pated.
I might have mentioned it. But let me tell you, they made a fan out of me. Okay, if Lacuna Coil succeeded in doing anything, this might have been on top of their list. Make Jesse Starcher a fan. Hey, damn it, you did it. Congratulations. Continue to do more of this stuff, and I will continue to listen. I honestly believe that the balance of the vocals between Christina and Andy, they mix it up well enough in each one of these songs. Like I mentioned before, we've got songs where she is the main centerpiece singing the lyrics and Andy's doing the chorus. And we have a vice versa where Andy is singing the lyrics and she's doing the chorus. And there's a few tracks in there that really focus on Christina and her, her absolute tremendous musical abilities. They mixed it up very well. And for a dual vocal band, this is probably one of the best I've ever heard. The bass is heavy as hell. It does, just like I said, it gets a little overused and a little bit obvious, but nothing that really takes me out of the album. There's not a point in which I go, oh my gosh, I'm getting sick of hearing boom, dum, da, dum, dum, da, dum, da, da, dum, da, dum. There's not a point where I say that. I enjoy every single song off of this album, even the one I said, even Delirium. I may wake up, first thing I say in the morning is, my wife says, hey, honey, have a nice day at work. I'll be like, Delirium. And then because it's it's that ingrained into my head. There is, in my opinion, this is top 5 easy of the year for me. Top 3 most likely. We'll see. We got some great stuff coming up throughout the year, but as far as what we've reviewed so far, my personal opinion, like I said, one of my favorite reviews and ratings, thumbs way up. Okay. There you go. Mark, let's go ahead and we'll do the ratings here. You said B, right? And then Coop, what'd you say? What was your rating, sir?
I give it 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. All right. Mark, did you want to play our hashtag cover before we get into plugs?
You know what? Maybe instead of our outro music, we'll just go out and live to tell.
That sounds great. All right, then. Well, we'll go ahead and get into plugs here then. Unless you guys have anything else you want to say, I'll take that as a no. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and do my plugs. Coop, you go next, and then Mark Radulich, you'll take us on out of here, and we'll go home. All right, my name is Jesse Starcher. I have had the great honor to host this show tonight, and I want to thank both you boys again, as I always enjoy coming on here and talking metal music. We are obviously split amongst on this album, but you know what? I love hearing your guys' opinion about it, and I hope our listeners do too. As for myself, you can follow me at Stiznarkey on Twitter. I do a podcast on the Radulich Broadcasting Network. That is this network that you're listening to right now. It is called Source Material, and we talk about comic books and a lot of the great story arcs that have been in the comic book genre. My last show was with Benjamin J. Colon, the great Long Road to Ruin title card artist and creator of Soul Exodus. We talked about a great comic book, Spider-Man, Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut. There's a lot. That did come up. That was a fun story arc to talk about, very significant, and had a very important part in Benjamin's life. And I hope that if you guys have the opportunity, go back, give that a listen, because we had a lot of fun talking about it. It's great, just a great story. As for my next show coming up, should be this coming Monday. I plan on recording this Sunday, so I don't know if I'm going to get to edit this thing or not, but it's definitely going to be released Monday, and that should be me and Dean Compton from the Unspoken Decade, a great, I'm going to use the word great a few more times, a website about 1990s comics. We're bringing Dean Compton on, and I'm having Cole Marentet, who's been a guest on my show a few times, and we're going to be talking about Marvel versus DC, the comic book crossover that came out in the mid-90s, where the battle lines were drawn, and we had Marvel heroes versus DC superheroes, and some people were happy, some people were not so happy. We're going to talk about that. I will be having an appearance at the local Comic-Con here coming up in 10 days, July 24th, Sunday, if you're in the Marietta area, Marietta, Ohio. The River City Comic-Con will be happening, and I will be representing, as Mark said, the Radulich Broadcasting Network, and I'm going to be on a panel called So You Want to Be a Podcaster, you dumbass. It's going to be a fun. I ad-libbed a little bit there, but it's going to be a fun panel. If you guys are interested in coming in, checking it out, if you're in the area, you're more than welcome to. It'll be a lot of fun. Other than that, I think that's it. Oh yeah, give the Radulich and Broadcasting Facebook page a like. You can stay up on top of all the great podcasts that we offer. We always advertise or promote whatever we're going to be putting out on the network there, so you can stay up on top of everything and not miss a show. That's it. Robert Cooper, my man, go.
Let's see. I am, of course, Robert Cooper. As you listen to, go shop at your local Lowe's Home Improvement. Yeah, it's,
he's your lumberjack,
podcast.
baby.
Did you say eat your lumberjack?
No, he's your lumberjack. Don't eat your lumberjack.
I was about to say, please. I am not that delicious. No matter what the women tell me. Which
oh goodness.
I'd like the worst date last week. Holy shit, she hated Queen and metal.
Wow.
Yeah. It was bad. Like, I'm a ray of sunshine, and she was a really stormy day. I kept even being like, hey, you look nice. Thanks, it's cool. And even at the end, I'm like, even trying to be nice. Had a good time, let's do this again. She's like, sure, it's whatever. As long as I'm good for pizza, as long as we don't come to this shithole town. I'm like, excuse me, fuck you. Yeah, well, that was the worst. But anywho, yeah, she even ate her pizza by the time I got there.
Did she eat it with a fork?
I don't fucking know.
I was going to say, fuck that bitch if she eats it with a fork.
No, well, she ate. Well, I mean, we're meeting up for food, and she ate before I came. What's the point?
My bad. You did say that.
She sounded completely disinterested in being with you. Why did she even want to go on this date?
And actually, here's the worst part. When she texted me afterwards, or I texted her. I was like, hey, let me know when you go home. Just I want to make sure you're not dead. She did, and I texted her like 2 hours. She's like, hey, what's up? You don't seem all that interested. Like, she was.
What's up? What's your
still,
problem, man? What's your problem,
Yeah, she was still texting me, and I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, oh, well, I wasn't in the mood to be around people. I'm like, you just fucking say no. Yeah. Yeah, it was not good. But anywho, as for plugs, the WTM Network on Spreaker.com, Wrestling to the Backs podcast is their main show. It's my buddy Sean Garmer and his buddies. They have that podcast. They have a gaming podcast, sports podcast, and a whole bunch of other side podcasts from other buddies around the neighborhood. Well, the internet neighborhood, I should say. There's that. There's the Sentai Rider podcast. There's SENTAIRIDER podcast. Find us on Facebook. At Facebook.com/Sentai Rider Podcast. We're almost at 500 likes. I don't know why. We need to do a podcast. They actually just announced today we got our first images of Kamen Rider. What was his? I think his name was X Drive. No, it wasn't X Drive. Hold on. Dude, I have not been watching this stuff every week, and it shows. But it's weird because I think he has like a Rescue Heroes / video game theme.
Nice.
That is, yeah, it's weird. X-Aid, that's what it was. Kamen Rider like X-Aid, and it's just like video. I think it's the form they showed us is level 2 form. I'm like, oh, you people. So, maybe I'll actually watch this show and we can podcast about it, unlike the last one where I was like, and I fell off in like 8 episodes because I'm like, this was not very good. Apparently it got better, but anywho, there's that.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you guys, a great job on the Voltron podcast. I enjoyed that. I hadn't watched it, but you guys did a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good podcast. I was happy to do that. Yeah, there is that. I'm trying to think in terms of really plugs. I ain't got nothing. So it's all good. Go, Mark, go.
Pokemon Go, Mark.
Oh, good God. Yay! All right. So as I mentioned before, we reviewed The Secret Life of Pets on Tuesday. Go give that a listen. It was we didn't spend that long talking about the movie, but boy, did we rip into some of the reviewers. Last week, we reviewed Gojira on this show. We reviewed The Legend of Tarzan. We were supposed to review the BFG, but I needed a fucking break. This is all there is to it.
Little podcast burnout. I understand that.
Yeah. Next week is Ghostbusters week.
Ugh.
We're going to be kicking it off with a Robert Cooper hosted episode of this show. Well, we'll be taking on the Death Angel, the Evil Divide. Robert Winfrey and I will be reviewing the new Ghostbusters. We're going to answer the call.
Please open it up. I know you guys have that great music you already use, but man, I would just love for you to open up with that new rendition of the Ghostbusters song.
I've not heard it. Is it that bad?
Well,
it's not good.
Fucking shit.
And then Long Road to Ruin makes its return. We'll be looking at the first two Ghostbusters movies and the Ghostbusters video game. Sort of serves as the third part. The new Dunsmuir drops on July 22nd, as does the new Star Trek Beyond, which I heard something about it today, which makes me cringe, I tell you. The following week, no show on Tuesday because I will be at Gwen Stefani. We'll be reviewing Star Trek, and then we'll be closing out Shit We Forgot About week with actually a new album, Witherscape, The Northern Sanctuary, here on the Metal Hammer of Doom. Another Thursday show. So that's what we got going on in the immediate future. For Mr. Jesse Starcher, who jumped into the host chair very graciously, for Mr. Koopa Paratroopa, the Metal Coop, this is a cover of Madonna's Live to Tell. I am the mandated reporter, Mr. Mark Radulich. Be well, be safe, and behave.
Your perfect closet starts with the right finishing touches. And right now, during the Lighting and Accessories event at California Closets, every $1,500 of designed lighting and accessories earns you $500 toward your custom design. Garage, office, bedroom. California Closets will give you a space that's fresh, styled, and expertly organized. To get started, visit one of our 3 conveniently located showrooms or visit CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com to book your free design consultation today.
Richard Karn here for 50 Floor. Tired of looking at your old floors? Well, I have a solution. 50 Floor, the ultimate flooring experience. All you have to do is schedule a free in-home consultation, and we'll bring hundreds of samples right to your home so you can see them in your own light. Get free installation on all hardwood, carpet, laminate, and luxury vinyl. Do you have a tax refund coming? Invest that money wisely in your number one asset, your home.
And for a limited time, visit 50floor.com. Use the promo code PODCAST to save an additional $300. That's 50floor.com, promo code PODCAST.